terms of the delete statement, what you want to do here is to delete from our table. So the first statement or keyword is delete from, and then you specify the table name that you want to delete from. So over here, we've got the same table, 101, 100 to 102 student numbers with the same data. And then what we say is delete from student. So this is now going to be our data with no record because we've deleted everything. We do not specify where we want to delete from. Now, an alternative for that is if you want to delete, you say delete from student and you still have a where clause. And then where student equals 101. And then our data is going to look like this because we would have deleted a student. Now, that student, the 101, has been permanently deleted. So in most cases, we do not delete. What we use is the update statement. What the update statement does is you can just have a column called, for an example, status. What are you going to do in status? You're going to say it's either active or inactive. You can just have those fields active or inactive. And then what you do is you just keep on updating. So if someone clicks delete, you change to inactive, and then you can just have an SQL statement for displaying that. So the general one says delete from student, where student number again equals at student number because you do not know which student you want to delete. And then now the last one is your select statement. So the select statement says you want to now retrieve data from the database and display it to your user. So what you say is select, which is the first keyword, and then the table columns that you want to select, and then you have your from, and then the table name that you want to select data from. So over here we've got our table with our data. This table is called TBL student. Now, if you say, for an example, select, and then you've got that small asterisk there, the star, what that means is it means that you want to select all the columns from your table. So the data that you're going to have is everything that was in the tables because what you're saying is that you want to select all from the table. Alternatively, you might want to just select a single row or specific row. So now what you're going to do is you're going to say, so select student number, student name, student surnames, and student course from student. And then you're going to see the same data. And then what you can also do is to say select student number, student name, student surname, student course from student, where student number equals 101, which means that you only want to see where the student number equals 101. And then this is the only student that is going to be returned for you. And then this is the generic now where the student number is not mentioned. So if you notice, all those where you can see the data and you know what you want, when you do it in code, you should remember to always just leave this as a placeholder because you do not know what the user might choose. So over here, we're going to be working with multiple tables, selecting from multiple tables. So I've just had an example over here, which is a student table. So now we have a student table that is called TBL student, which has the student number, student name, and student surname. Now I have removed the student course because since course is a standalone entity, if you allow students to add their own courses, for an example, one is going to say I study information technology, one is going to write I study IT, one is going to write I study infotech, whatever. So you're going to find that if you now want to select students who study information technology, you're going to struggle because there won't be a single predefined data set where you can select from. So that is why in most instances, courses or sorry, stuff that is common across is or has a single table where this is defined in. And that is why in our example, we're going to have a second table, which is called course, where we're going to define the entities of the course. So for an example here, a course is going to have a course code, a course is going to have a course description and the duration where you can do the course. And then there's going to be now a relationship between course and student. So the relationship here is that a course can have multiple students. Okay, so I don't have a proper relationship indicator, so we're going to assume that the course is the one side and then the student is the many side. And then since now since this is a one-to-many relationship, we're going to have course code in student. Now our data is going to look like this. You're going to have a student number, you're going to have a student name, student surname, and student course. Now the courses over here, you're going to have a course code which is 1, 2, and 3. And then from the course table, you're going to have your course codes, course description, and the duration. So here's the data. So course code 1, accounting, and then what's it, 3 years, and then the list goes on. So when you're adding, you're going to find that course 1 is accounting, course 2 is law, and course 3 is engineering. Now, what you have to do is, if you want to display, for an example, student number, student name, student surname, and just the course description, because you cannot show a user the number. The user wants to see the description. So you're going to now have to query from both tables to say, this is what I want to select and the data needs to be accurate. So in order for you to do that, what you do is, so your select statement is going to be like this. So you're going to say select student number, student name, student surname, and course description. And then you're going to select from both tables, TBL student and TBL course. And then you're going to have a where clause. You're going to say where TBL student.course code, this is supposed to be course code, sorry, equals TBL student.course code, sorry, course.course code. What that means is that you're going to select data where this code equals this code, and this code equals this code, and then this code lastly equals that code. Now, this is what your table that is going to be returned going to look like. Because you said you want to select the student number, there's the student number. You said you want to select the name, there's the name. You want to select the surname, there's the surname. And then there's the course description, and then there's the course description. And then where the course code, this is supposed to be course code, equals, so course code in this table equals the course code in this table. So you only want to select these because their course codes are equal to the course code from this other table. Okay. So that is all for this set of slides. Um, so we've done, so those are the very basic SEO statements that if you are updating, you should update a single record. If it happens that you want to delete something, you're deleting a single record. And if you're selecting from multiple tables, what do you need to put in mind? Okay. Thank you.